Now I want to ask some of you guys questions. How much time do you, or okay, I'll not make it about you. I'll make it about either your mom or dad. How much time do your parents take when they go shopping to buy a dress? How much time does your mom take? You can shout an answer also. When you're going to buy a dress, an hour, more than an hour, whole day. Okay, so you spend quite a lot of time to buy a dress. Like, you change 5-7 different types and then you go to the changing room and then you pick probably the first one that you like. Now I want to have another question. How much time do you take when you're deciding to buy a biscuit? 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Anything else? Less than a minute. So when we are buying a dress, we are taking an hour for a dress that we may wear 20, 30, 40 times in a year. For a biscuit that we eat every single day, we spend less than a minute, 10 seconds, someone said. And if you have just 2 biscuits a day, that's more than 700 biscuits in a year. Did you spend even 2 minutes deciding which biscuit is right for you? And if you're having 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, that's 4 a day. That makes it 1400, 1500 biscuits in a year. And if you're buying it for your entire family of 4 people, you can do the math. You can keep multiplying 1400 multiplied by 4, which is 5600 biscuits in a year. But we spend less than 10 seconds. And when you're buying a dress, every time you're spending 1 hour. But when you're buying a biscuit, if you do it even once, if you just spend 20 minutes once, you don't need to spend that time again for the entire year, because then you will know, okay, which one's right and which one's wrong. But we don't do that. We just buy things based on whatever is marketing, trending, what we are habituated towards. And that is why I will discuss, but that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I started this campaign called Label Padhega India to get people to start reading labels before they consume anything. Because we don't really do that. And this is a quick another examples. If you're having 2 biscuits in the morning, 2 in the evening, that's 4 biscuits a day, which is 28 biscuits in a week. But if you're coming to chocolates, most of us are having 2 maybe 2 chocolates on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So we are having 4 chocolates in a week, but 28 biscuits in a week. So we think the problem is chocolates, but the actual problem is biscuits. No, we think, again, the problem in what we eat is not what we do once in a week. The problem is what we do every single day. That's why I say that junk food pretending to be healthy is even more dangerous than junk food. We all know chocolates are bad. And that's why we don't consume it like, that every hour we are eating or every meal we are having a chocolate. But biscuits, we think it's fine for us. And that's why I keep saying junk food pretending to be healthy is even more dangerous than junk food. And this is a particular example. Bourbon biscuit, which has even more sugar than Kit Kat. I didn't know that as a kid. And in my school tiffin, my mother used to give me bourbon biscuit every single day in my school tiffin. But if I asked my mom, can I have a Kit Kat? She would say no. Kit Kat has too much sugar, it will spoil your teeth, it will do 100 other things to your body, it will damage your body. But she doesn't know that bourbon biscuit has even more sugar than a Kit Kat, which she was giving to me every single day. And that's why I strongly believe we need health literacy. We need to teach people about health and things like that. So I did not stop at Bonvita. I made videos on various other packaged food, and I'm happy to say that Maggi ketchup said that it's going to reduce their sugar by 22%. So they've changed their formulation and they've reduced their sugar by 22%. Lay's have decided to cut their palm oil in their chips. Like again, I made some videos on Lays as well. And I'll say one more thing. Every single slide that you see here, you're seeing it for 30 seconds. For me, it's months and sometimes years of legal battles with these companies to get even one change to happen. So it's not been easy at all trying to openly fight against all of these companies. But now I have one line for all these brands, which is, if you send me a legal notice, I will get you publicly noticed. You don't create a health revolution without making a few enemies. So that is why I never ever blur logos. I always show logos openly. I don't say soft drink. I say Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I don't say noodles. I say Maggie. Lawyers keep telling me, please don't say the word. Say something rhyming. Don't use the actual word of the brand. But I always showcase the brands openly because I believe in freedom of speech. India has given us freedom of speech to talk about companies openly. And what I am actually doing is legal. Talking about a company is legal. And what they are doing is illegal. Misleading a public is illegal. So I don't have any worry about court cases anymore. And which is why I'm saying this not out of arrogance, that earlier I was scared of companies. Now they are scared of me. If every single person starts reading labels, companies will have no option but to start giving us better quality food. Just imagine if everyone is reading labels, companies will no longer be able to do false advertisement. They will no longer be able to sell a biscuit, calling it cashew biscuit when it has 1% cashew and 70% maida. If everyone is reading a label, they can't do that. And that was the goal of Label Padhega India, to make sure every Indian is reading a label, because companies will become more honest and they'll give us better quality food. And it became the largest consumer awareness campaign after Jago Grahak Jago. So I want to quickly talk about a label as well. I cannot come here, speak about myself and not teach you all how to read a label. So whenever the word flavor, this was my favorite popcorn as a kid. And I learned later on that Active butter popcorn has absolutely no butter. Just imagine, butter popcorn does not have butter. You see the word flavor here. So which means that there's an artificial flavor of butter. The taste of butter will come. But the actual oil they're using is palm oil. They don't write here palm oil lovers. They write butter lovers. That's the craziness. So whenever you see the word flavor in any drink, like, in any juice or any ice cream or something, you'll see strawberry flavor, mango, small flavor. Whenever you see the word flavor, understand the taste of mango or strawberry will come, but there will be no actual strawberry or mango or whatever fruit there in it. So the food farmer rule is never ever trust the front of pack, always read the back of the pack, always read the ingredient list and the nutrition label. So we're going to quickly move to the ingredient list. Always read the label, always read the ingredient list. But the best products don't even have a nutrition label. The best products don't even have an ingredient list. The fruits, nuts, seeds, vegetables, they don't even have a nutrition label. So always consume those products which don't have a label. But just because I'm asking you to have products without labels does not mean you have alcohol. Marketing is so crazy. The lobbying is so crazy of all these companies that whether you go to India or you go to US or you go to Africa or you go wherever you want, you will pick up a whiskey bottle, there will be no label. There will be no label. A milk packet has a label. A milk packet will tell you how many calories it has. A whiskey bottle will not tell you how many calories it has. And that's the crazy of how lobbying exists all over the world, how alcohol lobby is so strong. Black label does not have a label. Again, coming back to ingredient list, I have one funny line which is longer the ingredient list, longer the medication list. So, in most products which are better for you have only one ingredient or two ingredients or three ingredients. If they have a long list of ingredients, it's usually not that good for you. For example, when you're buying a peanut butter, the better peanut butter has only one ingredient, peanuts. The peanut butters which are not that good for you also have sugar and salt and vegetable fat, which is not required in a peanut butter. A peanut butter requires only one thing, peanut, that's it. Another important thing, ingredient lists are listed in order of weight. So it's not in any random order. It's in order of weight. So the first ingredient will be the maximum, then the second and the third. Descending order of weight. For example, this is a Parle-G biscuit. The first ingredient is maida, second is sugar, third is palm oil, fourth is another type of sugar, and so many more ingredients. So it's in descending order of weight, not in any random order. So any packet you pick up, remember the ingredients are listed in order of weight. So I have a simple rule, which is don't buy products which have sugar or maida in the first three ingredients way too often. Now we quickly go over the nutrition label. And I want to ask all of you, how many calories are there in these chips? 140. Shout an answer. 140. That is exactly what this chips company wants you to think. So you see here, calories 140. But above you see 17 servings per container. Serving size 7 chips. Most of us who consume chips will have 30 chips, 40 chips, 50 chips. They've intentionally written a serve size of only 7 chips to make the calories seem small. But if you do the math, it is 17 multiplied by 140, 2380 calories. Which is about how much you should consume in the entire day. So the companies often put a very small serving size to make their calories seem less. And the opposite is done in the protein industry. In the protein industry, they put a higher serving size to make their protein seem more. But the chips brand, they put the serve size as very small. So another question, I'm going to come down again. How much added sugar is there in Coca-Cola? Can someone tell me? In how many grams of added sugar is there in Coca-Cola? Per 100 ml, it's 10.6 grams added sugar. So per 750 ml is 10.6 multiplied by 7.5, 79.5 grams of added sugar. Can someone tell me how many teaspoons of sugar is that? 38. Okay. Anyone else? 10. Anyone else? Okay, so I'll give you all the math. 1 teaspoon is 4.2 grams of sugar. So a 750 ml of Coke has approximately 19 teaspoons of sugar. And I'll tell you one very interesting example. My mother, when she's having chai, she has only half a teaspoon of sugar in her chai because she's trying to be healthy. So she's like, she boasts about it also. When she goes for parties, she boasts about it. I don't have 2 teaspoons. I don't have 1 teaspoon. I have only half a teaspoon in my chai. Every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, half teaspoon, half teaspoon. Saturday, 1 glass of Coke. So the entire week, half of teaspoon she's saving. 1 glass of Coke. All that's whatever she saved is got wasted. So I always tell people this simple math which I did here. You will be surprised the number of people who don't know this simple math, which is why I keep saying India needs to focus not only on education but also on health literacy. I have done the same exercise at IIT, Delhi University, IIM. Same answer. People did not know. So I keep saying this, we need to start health in the school curriculum. This is basic math, class 2 or class 3 level math, class 4 level math. But still, we don't know this. Who here thinks every school should teach this? And colleges. So WHO recommends less than 6 teaspoons of sugar per day. And this is the amount of teaspoon of sugar per 15 ml in all of these ketchups. 15 ml is very less. And of course, the best is coriander chutney, which has 0 teaspoons of sugar. This is the amount of sugar in all of these things. So I have criticized brands a lot. I have spoken against them a lot, so now I want to give some quick alternatives as well. I don't want to leave the auditorium right now with people telling कि ये food farmer आया, सब brands बोला ये खराब है, ये खराब है, ये खराब है, और हम खाए क्या? So I'm going to now talk about quickly for 2-3 minutes some better alternatives which you can incorporate in your diet. It's all not sponsored. So I calculated the amount of sugar per 300 ml for all these mango drinks and how much mango there is. Again, how many teaspoons of sugar and how much mango there is. And for a fruity is 10 teaspoons of sugar, 10.5 teaspoons of sugar and 11% mango pulp. So the more the mango, the better, the less the sugar, the better. So the best mango drink that I found packaged was raw pressery, which was 2.5 teaspoons of sugar and 51% mango. This was the best mango drink. Of course, the best mango drink is homemade amras, but in the packaged format, this was the best one. Paper boat. Many people think paper boat is healthy. Why? Because the shape is different. Literally. Because the bottle size is different, the name is unique, so we think it's healthy. But it's almost the same as other companies. Now, once again, the advantage of reading the label is you know which junk to enjoy, how much. Like, I know now that what is good for me and what is bad for me. So it's not that I don't have junk. Now I know how to choose the junk. Like I can make much more informed choices. Here are some not so good yogurts. And here are some better yogurts. I have the same epigamia here. I also have epigamia there. I don't care. I don't have any biasness towards any brand. I have a no also and yes also. Why? Yeah, exactly. So you have blueberry here and that is unflavored. So I always tell people try to buy the unflavored versions, the unsweetened versions of yogurt if you're having it, because that is significantly better for you. So unflavored, these are the flavored ones, these are the unflavored ones. Not so good peanut butters, some better peanut butters. So the better peanut butters have only one ingredient, peanuts, that's it. Only one ingredient, peanuts. But the peanut butters here, they'll have peanuts, a lot of sugar, a lot of oil, and a lot of other things. Not so good breads, some better breads. Again, not so good bread, some better breads. Not so good ORS, better ORS. Not so good ketchups, some better ketchups. But the best ketchup, the best sauces will always be coriander chutney and mustard. This will always be better compared to a ketchup. Not so good cheese, some better cheese. Once again, do you remember the line? Longer the ingredient list? Exactly. So you have color and preservatives and all of that, which is not required in a cheese. This cheese has no color and they don't have these preservatives which are here. Some not so good chocolate spreads, better chocolate spread. Not so good popcorn, some better popcorns. Not so good noodles, better noodles. So these are all high sodium and they have maida. These are all low sodium and they have either millets or atta. So these are better noodles, worse noodles. One confession I need to make. I don't know if people in the front row will be fine with me saying this. Taste mein Maggie hi best hai. It's an unfortunate truth, but from a purely health standpoint, these are better. There is nothing wrong in having these once a month, but if you have it regularly, when I was a college student, I used to have it every 2 days because I was in the US and it was cheap and it was tasty also. So every 2 days I was having Maggie because it's very cheap and in the US the food was too expensive. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not so good soy sauce, some better soy sauce. So if you remember, ingredient list is listed in order of weight, not in any random order. So first is water, then sugar, then salt, then natural color, then soybean. There is more natural color than soybean. Out here, only water, soybean, wheat, salt. No sugar, no color, nothing. So, many people think I went viral out of luck and I'm standing here because of one video I made on a children's health drink. Or what people don't know is that 10 years ago, I wrote this book on labels. No one read that book. No one read that book. This is from 10 years ago. Even 10 years ago, I wrote about reading labels. 2014, 11 years ago now. My point is, my message has remained the same. Only my medium has changed. From a book, it's become social media because most of us are not reading books and most of us spending 5-7 hours on a phone every day. 10 hours on a phone sometimes. So that's what I did. People say I got lucky. They don't realize I've been saying the same thing for 11 years. People have been listening to me only for 2 years out of the 11 years. So that is the entire thing. Once again, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Marwadi University. I have not seen the entire campus yet, but whatever little bit I have seen has been incredible. I'm wondering why did I go to the US? I should have been in here in India only. It genuinely seems amazing, this entire facility. I've spoken to some of the faculty here. They also seemed very knowledgeable and friendly. So thank you so much, Marwadi University, for having me and all the students here. I'm going to be hanging around here throughout the day. So if you have a question around health, around social media, around anything, around anyone's picture I showed here, around any other person, around how virality, how to go viral, how do you grow yourself on social media, anything you want, feel free to ask me. I'll try to help out. Thank you so much.
Sir, egg versus paneer.
I think I would say egg and paneer, not versus. So
Okay.
you can have both.
Okay.
Of course, this is egg and paneer both have protein. Egg has a lot of micronutrients as well, like vitamin B and a lot of other micronutrients. Protein, the paneer one issue is it is usually high in fat. So if I myself have paneer, but potentially you can opt for low-fat paneer, which now many companies have started doing. So you can opt for low-fat paneer, but even paneer is fine. So as a vegetarian, I am a vegetarian, so I have paneer at least once a day.
Okay.
So I think both are good. It's not egg versus paneer; it's egg and paneer. You can have both.
Okay.
We have seen that Maggi has come with a double packet double masala packet. So as they are saying that MSG labeling, which is until the prescribed limit. So now they are coming with the double also. So why they are not taking any measures?
It's a good question. Most people don't know. FSSAI's job is not health; it is safety. So even a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi is FSSAI approved because they are not a body which is supposed to classify is this good for you or bad for you. Their job is only that will drinking this one glass of Coke, it should not be mixed with something which can like essentially kill you or something like that. As long as it's safe, that's their job. Now the question is that there are some things which are probably unsafe in the sense that double masala Maggi, which I don't know if people know here, Maggi recently launched 2 masala sachets in one pack. So those are things that why is FSI not stopping that? It's a good question. To be very honest, the entire trend in India is to follow Western countries, and in US and other countries, the freedom of choice is often given a lot of weightage. That if a human wants to choose that they are having junk, then they should be free to do it. So FSSAI and everyone, their thing is, it should be clearly displayed it has double masala. People should know it has double masala. But what people choose is their responsibility. So FSSAI is just ensuring कि अगर सोडियम ज्यादा है आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इसमें सोडियम ज्यादा है, फिर आप खा रहे हो कि नहीं खा रहे हो वो आपका चॉइस है.
Sir, last question. Your take on white bread, brown bread, multigrain bread, because nowadays local bakeries are also making it, and they again don't have the nutrition labels, how much percentage of the whole wheat flour they have used, or so. Once a while, if we are consuming the sandwiches or anything made from the bread, so white bread is okay, or is there any real food science or data that can support brown bread is better option?
So my take on this is that, again, I will go back to quantity. The problem is, like how I have spoken about my family, again, I'm going to go back to my dad. When you're having white bread, आप 2 slice खाते हो और आप often रुक जाते हो कि ये तो white bread है, ये unhealthy है, मैं और नहीं खाऊंगा. लेकिन ब्राउन ब्रेड क्योंकि वो हेल्दी है दिमाग में, हम 3 से 4 स्लाइस खा रहे हैं ये सोच के कि ये हेल्दी है. असलियत में हमने देखा कि कुछ पॉपुलर ब्रांड्स बस कलर डाल रहे हैं. तो मैं बोलता हूं द क्वांटिटी इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन द टाइप. मल्टीग्रेन में क्या होता है? मल्टीग्रेन का मतलब क्या हुआ? मोर देन 1 ग्रेन. नेम इटसेल्फ, मोर देन 1 ग्रेन. तो मल्टीग्रेन ब्रेड्स में क्या होता है? मैदा और आटा कंबाइन कर देंगे और मैदा होगा 90%, आटा होगा 5-10%. टेक्निकली क्या हो गया? मल्टीग्रेन, बट उसमें ज्यादातर मैदा ही है. सो दैट्स द चैलेंज. सो ऑफ कोर्स if a multigrain is truly multigrain, if it's like jowar and atta and various other positive grains, then it's better for you. But problem is that most companies will just put in the cheapest grain as most of it and 5% of the healthier one. So I would rather that you have 2 slices of white bread than 3 slices of brown bread. Or I would rather that you have 2 slices of white bread than 3 slices of multigrain bread. So I feel the quantity is more important than the type.
Thank you so much, Mr. Revant Himatsingka, the food farmer of the country.